Hello, everyone. Okay, so I don't know what's with my intros. Okay, but I know this is gonna be different. I know I usually have like a testimony of the day, and this one I'm not quitting that series. I really want to continue it, but just what other people give. There's not just mine, because I know many other people. I know some canvassers and that have beautiful testimonies, and I want them to give theirs as well. So I'm putting on the pause because I can't see them, obviously. So, but I wanted to start something, and so background. My favorite gospel is the Gospel of John, and so I like to study it a lot. I haven't studied it in a while, but there's always a story, a character that always just I can relate the most with. And sometimes Peter, obviously, but it's Thomas. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm going to the Book of John, ran. Not going one like from the beginning to the end, but I'm gonna be going through stories and characters that I like through the Book of John, and just in a nutshell, explaining them and seeing what we can get out of them. And if you could get anything out of them that I couldn't, please let me know. Comment. I don't know. Please comment and just let me know. So this is a new series I'm starting. It's only two. Okay, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna do a lot of series. I'm gonna finish what I start. But yeah, so this is the story is found in John 20. So maybe you guys know the story. This is after Jesus resurrects. Later in the beginning of the chapter, beginning of the chapter 20 of John, which we're studying. It talks about the first day of the week, how Mary Magdalene saw Jesus resurrected, right? And then verse 19, it talks about when Jesus came. Jesus came and he went to the disciples and said, "Peace be unto you," right? But Thomas wasn't there. We know that, and it says, but verse 24. But Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Jesus came. So it says 25. The other disciples therefore said unto him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said unto him, "Except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe." So we'll go to a little background. They had to have faith, right? That was the whole point. They had to have faith. And if we go to Hebrews 11:1, it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." So he didn't believe that Jesus resurrected even though he didn't see him, right? But faith is believing in what you don't see. So we go on, and he says this. And the reason that I picked this character first is because there's other characters as well, like Gideon, but I really relate with Thomas here, because I've so much doubts all the time. I'm doubting and doubting, like that God's not there, or that God can't do this, or God can't do that, and I need to see things. I always need like a sign for things to know what God wants me to do. And you know like we're called to believe in the things not seen, like in Hebrews 11:1. That's we're supposed to have faith. We're saved by grace through faith, and faith is believing in things you don't see. So we're called to do this, and so is Thomas here. And Thomas is nice. He says, "Unless I see the nail prints in his hand and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe." And then verse 26 says that after 8 days, this is after 8 days, right? And again, his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. So this is when Thomas is with them. Then came Jesus, and doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, "Peace be unto you." Then saith he to Thomas, "Reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing." And Thomas answered and said unto him, "My Lord and my God." So he's right here saying, that's so crazy, man. The peace, the peace be unto you. I can't imagine how much, how could you give peace? You just, Jesus, "Peace I give to you, not like the world gives, I give I to you. Let not your heart be troubled." And he says in a few chapters before this, and it's so beautiful to see what that peace that God gives. And then he says right here something very key. It says in verse 27, "And be not faithless, but believing, because we find out later in Hebrews that faith is believing in things you don't see. But in verse 29, well, verse 28, then Thomas answered and said unto him, My Lord and my God. And Jesus saith unto him, verse 29, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. I think that's a beautiful promise, because that happens to all of us. That promise is to all of us, the blessed and yeah. Okay. The promise is to us as believers. Like, we haven't seen Jesus as like the disciples have, but they say blessed are they who believe and who do not see. So, right here, I read a commentary, and it was talking about how Jesus didn't create a controversy. He didn't argue with Thomas, and he separated all the boundaries, and he showed him that love. He showed him that faith, and he gave an example, and he let him believe, and he said, because you have seen, you believe, but others need to believe, and blessed are they if they believe without seeing. And so that's why you read in Acts, and you read in later on in their life with Paul and Peter and Thomas, how people believe without seeing, And the reason I picked this character, like I said, I'm always doubting. I always need to see something there, and it shows right here in the story and in my own life when the doubts come, that God is not gonna leave you. He's not gonna judge you with your doubts. He understands that we have doubts, and He's there because He's gonna answer them. So that's the encouragement today. I don't know if you believe in God or not. I don't know if you're having trouble with God or not. And maybe you're like Thomas right now. I know I've been so much times. But the same Jesus that was with Thomas right there and then is the same Jesus we have today. The same God that was here in this story is the same God we have today. And we still have that peace that He gives us. He still offers that peace to you every single day. He just asks for you to open the door. In Revelation 3:20, He says, or let me see the one I get wrong. In Revelation 3, one of my favorite verses, Revelation 3, and it says, 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in His throne. That's a beautiful promise. I don't want to cry here. Okay. So He's calling. He's calling you. Every single one of you. Even if you accepted Him, He's right there. And those who haven't accepted Him, He's still knocking right there at your door. Don't take comfort knowing that He's still going to be knocking tomorrow or the day next, because we don't have our lives. We don't have life is not guaranteed tomorrow. Live today as if you would die today. It's a very known like quote or just a concept, and it's true, because we just don't know when our lives will be ended. Like not like the scary thing like that. But that's a really valid point I think I would like to make. And so I encourage you all. Jesus is knocking on your door. Are you gonna open it? And even if you have those doubts, God will give you peace. If you read Philippians, you will see, He says, and the God of peace that gives understanding. Like, if you ask for that wisdom, if that understanding, God is there. God is not afraid of your doubts, of your questions. He's right there waiting for you if you have any questions. And He's there. I know sometimes it's like very, like for Thomas, it must have been a lot, not knowing if this was a lie or not being able to know what happened or the truth, having these doubts about Jesus. It's not easy, and God does not want us to be struggling, or He doesn't want us to be stressing. He takes that away, and so that's why He says, "Peace I give to you, like no other gives, not like the world gives, I give." And that's why Jesus says that, and so it is true. He gives that peace that just you can't compare it to anything else. It's like no other. And so I want to leave with you one verse. Okay, even if you are encouraged or discouraged, sorry, if you are discouraged, if you have accepted Christ or not, this goes to you. Okay, because we all go through troubling times, and I just want to finish with this verse. It is in Deuteronomy 31, one of the last chapters. This is Moses speaking, and talks about God here. And in chapter 31, verse 6, it says, "Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he is it that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. He will not forget you." And whatever you're struggling with, whether it be doubts like Thomas, or just questions, or even if you go physical health, God is there, and He will not forget His promises. He will not forget His people, and He's just waiting for you. Will you open the door to Jesus? Will you give your life to Him? It's a daily thing. So I encourage you guys all. Hopefully you guys liked it. I know it's kind of long today. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Sabbath. And yeah, I hope you guys like this series. And any requests about any stories I could study and get to know better, that would be okay. So for all my Instagram people, like it, comment, share, and then the same thing goes out to everyone on YouTube seeing this. Like, comment, share. And yeah, have a great day. Happy Sabbath. God bless. Always pray for you. Bye.